Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to use a new tool offered by Google called Google Vids, meaning Google Videos. So I've actually developed a whole video here, but I'm going to show you as many features as possible. So at the end of this video, you're going to be able to jump right into Google Vids and make a video. Now, the first thing is, how do you get to Google Vids? Well, you go to your drive and you'll select new, and it is now an option as like a new file in your Google Drive. You're going to go to this screen. So you see there's 8 options here, and it makes it appear that there's all of these different starting points, but really the only difference between these 7 and the storyboard is that the storyboard is going to take an idea from you and then build out a sample video that you can then go in and edit. And all of the rest options are just jumping in points, but all of these things are things you can do within any Google Vids. So you're not limited to just being able to do one of these things. They're just jumping off points, okay? So you select one and then you will go into the Google Vids interface. So the first thing is I want to kind of show you around so you understand how to use an interface like this. Now, the first thing that might be unfamiliar to you is this down here. This is your timeline. And if you haven't used graphic design software or video editing software before, this might look a little scary. Don't be afraid. This just is a way to organize the different objects that are on each slide. So you see here there's a song. So there's a music track, there's some voiceover I have, and then if I want to, I can show the timing of all of the objects that are on each slide. So like I said, if you're new to video editing, this is going to take your brain a little time to get used to and to understand what that means. If you've used video editing software and stuff, then that's probably not anything new to you. Now you can also expand the timeline here. This makes it easier for you to just focus in on one slide. And when it's shrunk up like that, then you basically get to see your whole project at a glance. Before I go any further, let me tell you this. There are a few limitations to using Google Vids. One is you cannot create videos that are over 10 minutes. And I think that's a limit for everyone because I actually have a paid plan and I still can only do 10-minute videos. Sometimes I've noticed with the voiceovers, there is an overlap as I'm transitioning between slides. So you see this is your transition animation right here. So there's a transition that happens there, and I've noticed sometimes the audio overlaps. I'm not sure what the problem is there, but just if you're working with it and you think, you know, oh, I don't understand how to use this. I thought I understood. It's not you. It's something with Google Vids. But don't let that keep you from using it. You need to go in and play around with this because it's super powerful. Here are some of the really cool things that it can do. You can edit existing video by editing the transcript. And if you've never done that, it's a whole new way of editing videos. And I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. So stick around. You can also add voiceovers and speaking avatars. That is a huge deal. Voiceovers and avatars are very expensive. I've paid, you know, up to like $70 a month for those features in a video editing software. I have not noticed any limits on this. There may be limits imposed later. Right now, it seems to be you can generate all the voiceover and all the avatars you want. So this is remarkable, very remarkable. Okay, so let's start by how do you create a new video? I did already show you how to do that, but I have one more thing to tell you. If you're going to your Google Vids and you don't see all these, that's because you're not on a paid plan. There are some of these that you can't use if you're on the free plan. I'm on the paid plan, so I have all of them. So if you don't have all of them, that's why. And by the way, to get a paid plan, it's only $20 and you get access to this and like tons more stuff. Check out another video. I made a video on why I changed from ChatGPT to Gemini, and I listed all the reasons why in that video, so go check that out. But anyway, so you know how to start a new video file. So once you're in there, you know, all of this won't be populated unless you used the storyboard feature and you asked Google to populate it for you. Otherwise, you're not going to have any slides yet. So how are you going to add new slides? Well, you're going to add a scene. So they call slides scenes instead. It means the same exact thing. Instead of calling it a slide, they're calling it a scene, but it's basically a slide. So you can basically go to Insert, New Slide. You can hover and right click and choose New Scene, Control M. You could actually go to the templates and choose a slide from all the options they have here. So several ways of adding a new scene. Once you have your scenes built, you might want to change the order, and it's really as simple as just dragging it. I mean, that's simple. Or you can right click and choose to move the scene right here, and you can move it left and right. I mean, that's if you're using a keyboard and you can't use a mouse. That means that this is completely accessible. It's so accessible that actually there are a whole list of keyboard shortcuts, and I've saved the link here so I can open that up and show you. And I will link this down below as well. These are all of the keyboard shortcuts. So if you are a person that can't use a mouse, you can still use Google Vids. They have shortcuts for everything. Look at all of these. I mean, wow. Unbelievable. And if you're just a person who likes using the keyboard shortcuts, they have everything covered. Don't you worry about that. Okay, so now we're going to cover, like, how do you add objects? How do you start populating a scene and building with a scene? So there are a few ways to do this. So one way is to go to Insert, and there you're going to have, you know, a ton of options of things that you can insert into your scene. But the other way is actually over here. So this makes it much faster to add things. So if you want to generate a video clip, you could select that and create one. If you want to do an avatar, and I'm going to show you all this in detail here in just a moment. If you wanted to just add a stock image, you can find something that you like. Let's just say we want that. You can just select it and it just pops on the screen, and then you can move it around and adjust it. And you use these to crop it if you want to crop parts out. And then if you didn't know, once the object is highlighted, you can choose to mask it into a shape. So if I wanted it to be, you know, rounded corners, then I could choose that shape and it just automatically does that. It's pretty nice. So you can just shrink that up. I'm just leave it on there. It looks kind of nice. Or you can add text, shapes, what have you. I'm going to cover all of that here in just a moment. But that's how you insert things. Now, once you've added an object, you actually have some additional options. So with the object selected, and you can see it's selected, right, because it gets that blue bars around it, you can go to the format, you right click and go to format options, and every object is going to have different formatting options that you can do. But you can see here there are all kinds of ways that you can change the video. You can add a drop shadow. You can change the distance of the shadow. You can add alt text. So you can do that with every object. And like I said, there will be different options depending on the type of object. Now, before I move on to show you this whole panel over here, because there are so many features over here that are so extremely valuable to you, I want to show you how you can edit an existing video using the transcript, because this is kind of like the up and coming way to edit videos these days. So basically you go to Insert, and I uploaded my video, and so here's my video. And then I'm going to right click and choose Transcript. And then here's my transcript, and you can edit the video by deleting words. Now, first of all, it has an automatic filler word detector and a pause detector. So let me just play the video so you see how it looks, and then we're going to edit it. Sample. Let me get rid of that music just so you don't hear that playing in the background, because that is not part of this. It's going to be a sample. Well, okay, let me start over. This is going to be a sample, and I'll show you how to edit. see what happens. Okay, so here I'm going to choose filler words and I'm going to have those removed. So it's going to detect I'm going to remove any pauses. And it's showing me here what it's deleting. I also want to delete well. This is going to be a sample. So it looks like I want all of that removed. Let me start over. I don't want that. This is going to be a sample, and I'll show you how to edit. Okay. Here we go. Be a sample, and I'll show you how to edit. That's how you can edit existing screencasts, or you can actually record them in here and then edit them using the transcript feature. Okay, now I'm going to jump over here to this panel because this is what you're going to use mostly when you're building. So VEO3 is an image generator that you get to use for free here. This usually costs credits, but right now, since they're trialing it out in Google Vids, it's actually free. It costs you nothing. You can generate an 8-second video with sound. So you can have a song playing, you can have someone speaking, you can have just sound effects going on. You just specify that in your prompt. I'm not going to do that right now because it actually takes time to generate that and I want to move along. But basically you can generate it. You can actually attach a reference image. So if you wanted it to, be similar to something else that you've done, if you want to mimic that style or even like the facial features of someone, you can do all of that. I'm not going to go into prompting in this video, but anyway, you'd create it and then you would insert it. So you can add in your own authentic VO footage. Okay. Then we have the avatars. So the avatars will read whatever is on your script. So this takes me directly to the next thing. So I'm just going to jump ahead here. So we have avatars there. We have voiceover here. In order to use an avatar, you need to have some script that they're going to say. So let's say, so here what I have is slide notes will automatically transfer to the script. I put that in there to remind you that you can import PowerPoint files. Let's say you started with a PowerPoint, or maybe you're going to convert slides that you have. You're going to go find some slides and you're going to pull them into this video. Whatever. Anything that's in the slide notes will automatically be transferred to the voiceover tab. So, and if you didn't start with a slide, then you have no notes and you've got to go add something in. So there needs to be something for them to say. That's the voiceover tab right here. Let's go now. Now that we know we have something for the avatar to say, let's select avatar. Then you can go down here and choose change, and you can select from these 12 avatars.
The voice you select.
Okay, select that, and we'll do a preview.
Slide notes will automatically transfer to the script. Each scene script can be generated or recorded.
Basically, they have you preview the audio only. The audio will not be synced to the avatar at this point, so you might have noticed that it didn't line up. They just want you to listen to the audio first to make sure you like it before you go ahead and generate that avatar, because that takes a lot of energy to generate that avatar. Then the avatar will be added to the slide. So I will jump ahead and show you how that works. Okay, so now it's done. It automatically is populated onto the screen. And the first thing I'm going to do is crop this and actually turn it into a circle. So now I want it to be masked with a circle. It's kind of an oval, but that's all right. Okay, scoot that down like that. And now I will play this for you.
Transfer to the script. Each scene script can be generated or recorded.
Importing your...
Okay, that needs to be a little longer there. It's kind of keeps talking.
Or recorded.
Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, so next we're going to talk about recording. You can choose to record, and then you can choose to use only your camera and your screen, only your screen, or just the voiceover. And then you record it and it will automatically be populated onto the screen, and then you can make your edits. So your uploads will include all audio, video, and images that you've uploaded to your Google Drive. And you can also select Google Photos to pull any photos that you have in Google Drive. And then your stock media is going to include videos, images, music, stickers, sound effects, GIFs. Let's just look for a GIF here. Oh, there we go. We'll put that one on there. So you can pull some very cute little animations to add to the slides in your video. Here are some more examples for your stock media. And then text is pretty cool because you can pull just a normal text box, but you can also pull in these pre-designed little graphics that are so cute. I mean, they have so many of these. So you just basically put one on there and then you change the words. So, my words. Kind of make that look nice. We'll just put it right there. Okay, then we have shapes, and I mean, basically, this is just what you would imagine. You've got your lines, your shapes, arrows, callouts, and equations. And then you have templates. Templates would generally be a starting point for you. So you would choose a template, and then all of your slides will look the same. That's what I actually did here. That's why all of these slides look the same, because I started with a template. So they have all different kinds, and when you select a template, you're going to see all the different slides. So not only could you start your project and choose to insert all scenes and just use all of these layouts, but you could also just pick one, like, okay, no, I like this one slide. I want this one slide to be in my video, and you can do it that way too. Okay, now when you start out with a template, it's going to have colors automatically assigned as well as animations and transitions. So that's the nice thing about starting with a template, is that you will get a lot of things taken care of right from the get-go. So an animation is when an object on the screen moves. And so when it first appears, it's nice and smooth. And when it leaves, it's nice and smooth. It will have animations to objects, and it will also automatically add these transitions between slides. So every template will have a set transition. You can change these very easily just by selecting transitions and just choosing something else. You can also apply a different animation. So when you select an object, you get these options here. This one is animations, and you select animations, and you can see that the animation on this one is to scale, but you could change that to something else if you wanted. If you wanted to change the animation for a lot of objects at once, you can select them all, okay, and then choose your enter, exit, or even loop animations, which means it would constantly move through the slideshow. You can change the background color by doing this, which is nice. You can also go to your color palette, and it's going to pull up the color palette that was assigned to the template. And you can change that. So if you don't want this green, you can change it to a different color green and select OK. And it's going to change all the greens in the slideshow to that green. You can do the same thing with the fonts. Another thing you can do is if you've applied a style, let's say you've applied an animation and a type of font, and you want to copy that to another object. So you choose this little paintbrush, and it copies the styles, and then the next thing you select is going to also have those styles that are applicable applied. So watch. So you can see that one word was the only thing that I touched. So let's try that again. Let's say I want all of it. I'm going to go Format. I'm going to select all of it and let go. And so now the font and the animations have been applied to that text. So let's say you made some changes to an object like this, like changed the opacity and added a drop shadow. You could copy that style by selecting the object, choosing the paintbrush, and then go to another image or video and select it, and it would automatically update it with that style. So one of the last things I want to show you is whenever you're going to make your video, you're going to have to then adjust the timing of the objects as they appear on the screen. So let's take this one. This one has a lot of objects here. And I can show all the timing for all of the objects on the screen, or I could just do timing for a selected object. So let me show you what that looks like. That's just going to show me that object. Sometimes if you get a lot of objects on there, you don't want to see them all at one time. And that's why there is that option. But here we're going to do show all timing. This is how you can then adjust this to a voiceover so that these things appear at the right time. So see, watch how they're going to appear.
Video dynamic.
Let's go here.
Explore a wide range of built-in effects and scene transitions to make your video dynamic.
Okay, that's how you do the timing. And finally, you can share and collaborate with others, which is a really nice feature to have here for a video editor. You hardly ever get to do that. You go to share, and here you can change who can edit it. So you can add someone else that can go in and actually make edits to this. And you could just share a link where they can just go in and preview what you've done. You can export a copy to your Google Drive. So it'd be an MP4 format. Or you can download the final file as an MP4. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video now, I'm going to go ahead and have all of this converted into a video so that you can watch it through and see what a video built in Google Vids actually looks like. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like my video and follow my channel.
Welcome to our guide on navigating Google Vids, your new powerful video creation tool. Some limitations are that you can only create videos 10 minutes or less, and sometimes there is audio overlap between slides, but that can be adjusted by extending the scene duration.
You can edit existing videos or recordings using text editing, and you can insert voiceover and avatars.
To start a new video, simply click on the New Project button. In Google Vids, a slide is called a scene. You can add new scenes in a variety of ways. Rearrange scenes by dragging and dropping or right-click a scene greater than move scene.
Wow!
You can easily add and format objects.
This is going to be a sample, and I'll show you how to edit.
You can use VEO3 to generate AI videos with sounds.
You can add one of 12 different avatars to any slide.
Slide notes will automatically transfer to the script. Each scene script can be generated as an AI voiceover or using an avatar.
You can record from within Google Vids using your camera, screen, and audio.
The Uploads panel will include all video, image, and audio files in Google Drive and Google Photos.
You can choose from stock videos, photos, graphics, stickers, GIFs, music, and sound effects.
Customize fonts and styles to match your brand or video's theme.
There are many shapes to choose from.
You can use templates to add pre-designed slides and full slide decks to your videos. They already have animations and transitions applied. If you want to add or change animations, you can do so for each object, or by selecting several objects and applying an entry, exit, or looping animation. Using a template automatically applies a color palette to your video, but you can edit it using the palette icon on the top toolbar. You can adjust the timing of objects by using the timeline.
Google Vids also makes sharing and collaborating on projects incredibly easy. You can allow edit or preview access and download your final video as an MP4.